God is calling us to trust him for provision. My husband quit his job 2 weeks ago, and we got our tags taken 2 days afterwards.
Don't bring God into this. God ain't tell y'all to do shit. Y'all want to be full-time content creators.
I'm gonna be real.
The husband said he quit his job because God told him to quit his job so that they're going to be a full-time content creator. At first in the marriage, he wasn't faithful. He's a liar, manipulator, and all of that. But now God has spoken to him. He has done like 5 to 6 jobs. So now God told him to quit his job and just be available for his wife. Mind you, the wife is not working. No. She's a stay-at-home mom of 6. So now they don't have any job, both of them, and they decided to be a content creator.
This journey has been hard for us since the beginning of our relationship. I'm gonna try to give y'all a brief synopsis of it because we don't want to revisit the past too much. But anyways, that first year that we got together, we went through cheating from both parties, a baby being made outside of me, which came with not trusting each other. So our foundation was not perfect. And don't eat us up too much. We know how the internet likes to pretend that their life is. But my husband is about to walk y'all through the next part of our story. Here you go, honey.
When me and my wife moved in together, we weren't married yet, but I told her that I wanted to take care of her. Now, was I ready? No. I had just gotten out of a relationship prior to that, and I was confused. My heart and my mind was telling me to be here with her, while a piece of my mind was telling me to keep my other kid's mom on the side. So I had to go through some stuff and learn on my own where I really wanted to be. I chose my wife. I told her to quit her job and that I'll work for us. Of course, we had people in our ear not quite understanding our choices and our decisions, but that wasn't theirs to make, so we ignored everybody. My first job, I worked there for a year and was making $17 an hour for working 10 hours a day, 7 days out of the week. We were financially irresponsible at the time, so all of our money was going to stuff that we wanted. Then we decided that I should quit for a higher paying job. So my second job, I worked there for a year, making $19.50 an hour, 10-hour shifts, 5 days a week. This is when I started leaving work early and lying to my wife, telling her that they were letting us leave early. Leaving early means checks were shorter, but I was okay with the outcome of the money and her reaction. Then we decided that I should quit this job for a higher paying job. My third job, I worked there for 4 months. Pay was based off of production. At this job, I was leaving early and still lying about it to her. Then it all caught up to me. I got fired from this job right after the birth of our baby. So I applied for my fourth job and got paid based off of production as well. Working 12-hour shifts, 4 days a week, still leaving and lying. I worked this job for a year and 4 months. Then they fired me for leaving early. So I confessed. I told my wife the truth and promised to her that I'll never ever do this again. My fifth job, I was making $21 an hour, working 12-hour shifts for 4 days a week. I was doing everything right, being honest, not leaving early, and I got fired from here. My sixth job, I got hired again from my fourth job, and I proved to them that I wasn't the same man from then. I had changed. I worked here for 6 months before they fired me for not paying them something that I thought I earned. Apparently, the company accidentally paid me an extra $1,200. I went through a season of not being able to get hired anywhere. I had burned all my bridges at plants near me and couldn't get a job driving for companies either because of my driving history on my license. Job number 7. I was making $12 an hour, working 8-hour shifts, 4 days a week. My experience here was the reason I decided to quit. From working all these jobs, plus some, I've learned it's not about the money. Lying keeps you stagnant, and I want to change. I decided to put my faith in God and let him guide me to lead my family the proper way. We've been through a lot of financial trouble, car repos, accidents, and issues. Our home life wasn't picture perfect either. But through it all, we chose each other and gave it all to God. Oh yeah, I see all the name calling y'all doing, and I just want to let you know I'm none of that, for sure. I am a God-fearing man, provider, father, and a husband. God got us.
God is calling us to trust him for provision. My husband quit his job 2 weeks ago, and we got our tags taken 2 days afterwards, while on the way back home with our babies in the back seat sleep. A clear message of God telling us to be still and trust him. If we would have answered him in the past, then maybe we wouldn't have gotten ourselves into a hole this deep, but we needed to learn and grow. Now we're here, preparing for our overflow. For as long as we've been on this journey, we now know he was teaching us to trust his provision over paychecks. That peace in our home is more important than a job. And no matter how much we try to plan things out, purpose will override it every time. Nothing happens to us but for us. And in order to receive the favor he has waiting for us, we have to give everything to him, including that paid off car he blessed us with. The internet is doubting us and judging us, but that's okay. Only we know what we pray to him about and how he's responded. We are going to be a living testimony that God meets you right where you are and uses what the world perceives as foolish as a vessel, but in a clear way that only he can do.
God got us.
And we trust him. making sure we show up every day for our kids, choosing faith over fear and peace over proving a point. This isn't for likes or views or rage bait, as y'all keep saying. This is obedience. And remember, folks, the teacher is always quiet during the test.
The fact that people actually use religion or God to actually justify their BS is annoying. Because what do you mean God told you to quit your job and be a full-time content creator? And to think that, I'm not saying you can make money as a content creator. You can make money as a content creator, as a family. But you have 6 children. And the content creation, you've not even started making the money. Because they've not even blown. They don't even have enough followers on their TikTok to start getting monetized. They're not even creating content that makes sense. That will say, okay, this kind of content will blow up. You quit your job as the man of the house, and the wife is clapping for you. And I feel like she currently just had a newborn. I don't get it.
God is calling us to trust him for provision. My husband quit his job 2 weeks ago, and we got our tags taken 2 days afterwards, while on the way back home with our babies in the backseat sleep. A clear message of God telling us to be still and trust him. If we would have answered him in the past, then maybe we wouldn't have gotten ourselves into a hole this deep, but we needed to learn and grow. Now we're here.
Don't bring God into this. God ain't tell y'all to do shit. Y'all want to be full-time content creators, which I hope it works out. I hope you guys accomplish what you want to for the sake of those kids. Because I don't understand how people can just get up, quit their jobs, try to pursue something without an actual plan. Because it seems as if y'all were relying on that tax money that they took from y'all. Again, I really do hope that it works out for y'all, because there's a lot of kids in that house that's dependent on you and your husband to provide for them. And if y'all really want to be full-time content creators, maybe start pumping out more than just one video per day. None of y'all are working. Y'all need to spend way more time making videos.
The first year that we got together, we went through cheating from both parties, a baby being made outside of me, which came with not trusting each other. So our foundation was not perfect.
I told her that I wanted to take care of her. Now, I told her to quit her job. The first job I worked there for a year was making $17 an hour. I decided that I should quit a higher paying job. So my second job, this is when I started leaving work early and lying to my wife. Telling her I decided that I should quit this job for a higher paying job. My third job, I worked there for 4 months. I got fired from this job right after the birth of our baby. So I applied for my fourth job. They fired me for leaving early. So I confessed. I told my wife the truth and promised to her that I'll never ever do this again. My fifth job, I was fired from here. My sixth job, I worked here for 6 months before they fired me.
So this man, after being hired and fired from so many jobs, with him leaving early, lying to the people, not giving him the money that they're supposed to get, even though he was working on commission, said he woke up one morning and God told him to quit. This man has been with this woman for 6 years and only been married to her for 2 months. The same man that admitted in the beginning that he told her to quit her job. It always amazes me when people's life is in the midst of chaos, when they try to act like God is always speaking to them. Where was the voice of God when you were making these decisions? Some of these decisions aren't based on what God told you. It's what you told you. You decided that you wanted to cheat with your baby mama and have an outside baby on this woman. You decided that you wanted to lie and steal and cheat on these jobs, and that's why they fired you. And knowing how shaky you are with employment, you telling your wife to quit her job? All I'm saying is, while you're praying for God to provide you with more money and a better job and a better position, pray for better decision-making skills. Pray for discipline. Pray for a better work ethic. You're not going to get more and better until you can be trusted with what you have.
You need to stop using God and Christianity as a justification for your bad behaviors. Tell me why I'm scrolling on the For You page and I come across this family as a husband and wife, and they have several young children. And by several, I mean 5 or 6, because in one video she said she had 5, but then in another video she said she had 6, but then 2 weren't hers. I guess they were his, and that she's raising them as her own. They just had a newborn. It's a lot going on. And by the way, the mom is 24, the dad is 27. They've been together, they said, for 6 years, but only married for 2 months. Okay. In the video, they appear to be praying, and the husband goes and says that God told him 2 weeks ago to quit his job. Mind you, the mom is a stay-at-home mom. She's not bringing in an income. So now they have these several kids in one household, in a 2-bedroom at that, with no income, like no one's bringing in no money. And to quit your job in this economy with having that many kids is so careless. It's so selfish to your children, because you're literally putting them in a struggle on purpose. It's giving Resilient Jacobs 2.0. And how you gonna quit your job to be a content creator, one of the most unreliable things, and you only have 1,000 followers? Make that make sense. So then I'm like, okay, let me see what type of content they're making. Let's see if it's actually good, right? So then I go on the page, and y'all, they got the 5 kids in 1 bedroom. Mind you, they have a 2-bedroom. Like I said, the parents have the 1 bedroom. bedroom and all the kids are in the other bedroom. That's not fair to those kids for you to have all those kids in one little space when you have your own bedroom so you could continue making babies. And then on top of that, they're showing their kids in underwear. No shirt, no pants, literally only in underwear. Why would you post your kids in underwear on social media? Is you cool? And then they had the audacity to show them telling the kids to all stay in one room. Mind you, all the kids are in underwear in this video. Tell the kids to stay in one room while mommy and daddy go shower together. And then in the next shot is mommy and daddy in the bathroom hugging up on each other with daddy rubbing on mommy's boobies and stuff, talking about some, okay, y'all, we're gonna get ready while the kids are in the room. What? Why y'all can't take showers separately? And then for y'all to only be married 2 months and that man already quit his job, and mind you, he moved into her apartment. That apartment is income based and it was in her name, and he moved in with the kids that he had prior to her. My thing is this: if y'all don't want people to judge the way y'all raising y'all kids and how y'all running your household, don't post it. Posting your kids in underwear is crazy. Posting the fact that you quit your job knowing that you have 5 kids or 6 kids or whatever is crazy. And mind you, she just gave birth. They have a newborn. Like, it's just irresponsibility through and through at the expense of the children to have to deal with their parents' irresponsibility. Like, literally posting all her kids in underwear. Not like a baby in a diaper, but like a 4, 5, 6-year-old kid in underwear. Are y'all cool?
I just seen a couple in here saying that God told them to have the husband, who is the sole provider for the family, to quit his job so they can pursue content creation full time. They are a family. They have 6 children. 6 children. He's the only provider, financial provider, and he just quit his job to do social media. Mind you, they already live in a 2-bedroom apartment. So clearly you're not financially, I don't believe you have a savings, because to have 6 children and to be in a 2-bedroom apartment, it tells me that you already don't have a lot financially, right? And so to quit your job, your only source of income, mind you, the woman, they have 1,500 followers. They have 1,500 followers. They're not even monetized yet. And you're going to quit your job and say, God told you to do that? And I've been seeing people say that it's religious psychosis. That is not religious psychosis. If it was psychosis, that person would truly believe that God told them that. They know God didn't tell them that. That's the excuse that they're using to justify a poor decision. We're being obedient to God because nobody wants to challenge whether or not God told you something. But he did not tell you to do that. Okay, the Bible says faith without works is dead. So God would have told you, sure, do content, but wait until you actually start making money from it to quit your job when you have 6 children. And they've only been married for 2 months. God didn't tell you to stop having all those children out of wedlock. I mean, I'm glad you're married now, but God didn't tell you that. Mind you, they're like 26 and 27 years old. How irresponsible. How irresponsible. I feel like struggle content has become way too popular, and people are not being realistic about making money on social media, especially if TikTok is going to be like your choice of, platform. TikTok does not pay that much. I mean, like, for one, you need to have 10,000 followers, which they don't have and they're far from it. I'm looking at your videos. Okay, you get a few thousand views, but you're going to get like a penny. Like, views that low, you only get paid per 1,000 views. Per 1,000 views. So you don't start getting paid until you hit at least 1,000 qualified views. That means somebody watched your video for at least 6 seconds. And engagement plays a part. So you don't even have the views with those views, you might make $0. You might make 0, And people think, oh, well, once I have all these followers, brands are going to want to sponsor me. They're going to want to send me stuff. That's just not realistic. Like, I don't think brands look at the content as a whole. Like, look at like the Resilient Jenkins. All the engagement they be getting on their mess, brands aren't sending them anything because that's not the type of content that, aligns with the brand. So you have to be realistic with yourself, right? I don't wish them any bad, but I could see in a couple weeks them being on live, begging for money, posting GoFundMe links because they don't have any money. They don't know how. We have 6 children and we're going to get put out on the street. I could see that happening. And it's nobody's fault but their own. Nobody's fault but their own. And the last thing I'm going to add is the content is not good. The content is not good, and some of it is almost inappropriate. It's almost inappropriate. So it's just like...
It's a very bad thing if husband and wife are not thinking clearly. At least if the husband is not thinking clearly, you as the wife, you should think clearly. It's very bad for the 2 of them to just be on the same level when it comes to, because I do not understand why you let him quit his job and you will have 6 children. Do you people even care about the kids that you have? If you don't care about yourself, fine. But do you care about those children that you guys are bringing in back to back, or the ones you already have? Do you care about how they will feed and all of that? There's money in content creation. You can make money in content creation, but I feel like it is not a stable income. Is it that you make it well this month, the next month is like this, it's like this. You might make it well in a year, the next year is like this, like this, like this, and you have children. If you're doing it and you're the only one that is spending the money, it's sweet. Well, you have you, your husband or wife, children, 6 or 5 children, I really don't know. And with their foundation of that kind of marriage, there's possibility the marriage is shaking. Okay, because the foundation is not even stable. From the beginning of the marriage, people are already having and now you decided to let God take the wheel by you quitting your job. So you feel like if God want to help your marriage, it's by you not having a job as the man of the house. And also the woman. Like, okay, let's just say your husband decided to quit the job. You as well, you don't want to work. You don't want to work. Fine. If you want to, if I feel like they want to create content, if I feel like they need to open like more than one page for their family content, or they should do something else, probably teach something else or sell something else. I don't know. I just feel like the particular content that they are putting in on their TikTok page, for me, I'm not the target audience, so I really don't know, and it doesn't even make sense. And for you to quit your job as a family man, you're supposed to know that the particular job you're putting your head or you want to feel like you want to fall back on, you're already making, even though it's small money that is helping your family, you're already making small thing. I believe, but you guys have not even, you're not even yet monetized. I don't know the way TikTok take down accounts back to back just because of a tiny little thing that you must have posted or something. TikTok will take down your page. So just imagine, as a family man, only one TikTok account and people are expecting money from me, 6 children. And they said it's God that told them to quit the job. God spoke to them. You guys, what is your take on this video? Can you share your thoughts about this video down in the comment section? Respectfully, as always, Sugar Mara David, and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next one, guys. Bye.